Hello and welcome to another update video about Ethereum. Ether moves just sideways at the moment down there in what you could probably call an Elliott Wave triangle, a sideways triangle. Trend continuation to the downside is at the moment what I'm watching for. We could get a little bit of a relief rally in the same scenario, so we need to understand what is resistance, but the microstructure definitely would allow for a pretty swift breakdown from here. But it depends on in which direction the triangle is breaking out. Let me explain. We are still dealing with a sell-off scenario. The yellow wave count remains the primary scenario. Is a bullish option possible? Of course, anything is possible. It's just not very evident in the chart. Probably the most bullish scenario I would see from here would just be a reset of wave B. For example, what we've got here as an actually, it's a WXY structure, not ABC. Let's just correct that. What we have here as a WXY structure could simply extend out further a little bit. WXY, okay. So it could of course be that this was the W, yes, X, and the Y wave will just reset over here. So that this is another A, B, C in wave Y, for example. Okay, so that's possible. That's the most bullish scenario I see, but that's not really predictable and not very evident until the chart gives us some evidence for this through breaking above resistance. That's very important. Yeah, and at the moment, the scenario is still the yellow one that we're following primarily. It's been followed by the chart in the last few days very nicely, especially here the sell-off, a lot of weakness in the chart. And now it seems like we're dealing with this wave 4 triangle. We discussed that in the last video already. And it could be that, yeah, this is breaking down from here. Just because a triangle is an ABCDE structure, I can count 5 waves, which means I can count all the ABCDE waves complete. And wave E of 4, yeah, could technically be complete, but then it would need to break down. Give us some proof for that. And that's a break below 1548. So if the price breaks below 1548, then we're probably coming down in wave 5 of the larger degree third wave here. And it should take us into the region between 1530 and 1450. 1530 is going to be quite strong support. That's the 78.6 retracement and the level that the price used already on the 11th of September. And what happens if we don't break down? Well, I mean, this wave 4 can simply extend out a little bit. There's no problem for the wave 4 to move a little higher in a more extended ABC structure. That's just they are just the parameters, okay? So within the wave 4, we have few ways how a wave 4 could unfold. One of them is a triangle. The triangle is basically complete, which means we need to be on the lookout for lower prices from here. However, if we look at the microstructure, a break above the C wave high, which is at 1578, that would make this triangle less likely, and it would likely send us into the red resistance zone all the way up to 1605. And that would then play out in more of a, yeah, let's call it a flat structure. And this flat structure could stretch out all the way to 1605 if it has to. But it doesn't have to, and I'm pointing out here purely that against the C wave high of the triangle, the focus could be on the downside because we can identify a triangle complete. That doesn't mean it has to break out from here to the downside, but it just means we need to be on the lookout for a breakdown from here, okay? It's technically ready. A wave 4 is technically complete. So that's what we are operating within, you know, these parameters here all the way to 1605 with one more low to come. And if we break above 1605, if we see a break of the price above that level, then we might be dealing with a different subdivision of circle wave 3. And that could allow the price to move all the way up to 1638, which is the 78.6 retracement level. Again, not the preferred scenario, but it is a fallback option, plan B, you could say. Should the most imminent resistance level break and get broken, then we are dealing here with the resistance all the way up to potentially 1638 and then come down. But at the moment, Ether seems very weak, and you can even draw a trend line here connecting the waves A, C, and the last swing highs here. Yeah, depending on how we draw that, probably like that. And yeah, if we break above this trend line, that might already be a first indication that there is a rally into resistance. Until then, the focus could be on the downside. Okay, it's just a level to watch. And bear in mind that also within a triangle, the last wave, yeah, can be a triangle. So the E wave could actually stretch out as a triangle itself. That doesn't happen very often. I'm just pointing it out here because it seems to go for higher lows and lower highs. But that's really looking at the micro, nano structure. At the moment, I would pay attention to the trend line and pay attention to the levels I indicated. And for me, the focus remains on further downside over the coming days and weeks. At some point, we get a wave 4 bounce before we finish this all up in a fifth wave to the downside. That's my update about Ether. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, last week we launched our stocks and S&P 500 service. If you're interested in daily S&P 500 updates and some stock updates every day, also in video format and written format, then check out the Patreon link that you can find in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.